It's Football Talk. I'm your host, Jeremy Lockerbie. Once again, joined by my brother Clint. In this episode of Commitment Corner, we have 2021 punter commitment from Melbourne, Australia, Isaac Pearson. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty
doing
good.
Really well.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We're going to talk at the same time. It's okay, Isaac. Hey, so you're good, Isaac. Don't worry about it, man. Hey, this is what the fans like, man. They like that we're real. So biggest thing is obviously you've been. I've kind of read some Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated did something on you, and you were on local news in Austin that I seen. Man, you got a real interesting story. It looks, and we'll get into that. But you were working in the coal mine, right? At one point?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So how long did you do that for?
So I left high school early. I started working underground at 17.
Wow.
And I was there for 4 years. I did my apprenticeship. I a qualified heavy plant mechanic in the coal mines. Worked a year and a half in an underground coal mine, and then when that shut, they moved me up onto the surface in the big open pit mines. And then as soon as I was qualified, I got in touch with ProKick Australia and trained to come over and earn a scholarship playing college footy.
Yeah. So how did you? It's so there's a story out there about like Madden or something, like a Madden, and that's how you kind of found out about it.
Yeah. So I didn't really know much about the sport at all. I had to, we still get the Madden games over here, and I think it's awesome. And I didn't know that there was a college pathway until they said that Jordan Berry, who's at the Pittsburgh Steelers, they said that he's from Australia, and I, Googled him, got on Wikipedia, and saw that he trained with ProKick, and then got the ball rolling from there. Got in touch with Nathan and John at ProKick Australia, and the rest is history.
So there's like qualifications you have to go through to get into.
Yeah, you have to be academically eligible, and you have to be able to kick a ball. So it took a little while for me to get my units up because I did leave high school early. I had to go back and study and become eligible. And I spent the last 18 months, 2 years training full time, getting better at punting until you're ready to earn a scholarship.
Wow. Go ahead, Jeremy. I know you had a question there.
Yeah. So any other sports that you played growing up in Australia?
Yeah, my whole life I played Aussie rules football, which is probably our national sport. We move the ball by kicking it, like what a quarterback would do to pass the ball around to the receivers. We've got to run. We're probably running anywhere from 8 to 10 miles a game.
Wow. And
tackling, running, jumping. There's no pads. It's really full on. It's like 2 hours worth of non-stop action. It's pretty fun. I played cricket. You guys know what cricket is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I played cricket growing up as well. And here and there I played rugby and that sort of stuff for the school that I went to, but nothing competitive. Yeah, just a bit of everything.
We want to make sure you can tackle. If one of those guys gets loose, we got to make sure you can tackle. And it's funny.
That'll be fun.
I was likely looking at your size. You're like 6'2", 215?
Yeah, 6'2", I think I'm about 210 at the moment. I've gyms have been shut here in Australia for a while, so I've gotten a little bit lighter. But I don't know. Tackling sounds like a lot of fun. It's something we're really used to here, and something we've been doing for a long time. So I'm looking forward to it. Ideally I won't have the chance, nothing will hopefully get returned. So
very true. Do you know what your 40 time is?
Oh God, no. We don't test that sort of stuff.
Okay.
I can't imagine it being great. No.
We'll try to recruit you as a linebacker at that side. All right.
Yeah.
What you got, Jeremy?
Yeah. So my thoughts are, so you talked about Barry, right? Do you understand the lineage of the University of Texas and how the two guys before you are both from ProKick?
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the core themes in the ProKick program is, legacy and what can you do to help the guy that's coming after you. And I'm incredibly grateful. I'm benefiting so much from the legacy that Michael Dixon and Ryan Bachevsky have. They've put in the hard work over the years going by, and they're the ones that have paved the way for me to get to the University of Texas. So I'm indebted to those guys, and it's really cool having an alumni playing in the league currently. It's awesome to turn on and I can watch the Seattle game and know that there's not just Michael. There's a few boys playing for Seattle that are from Texas, I believe. So that's pretty cool.
Wow, it is cool. It's like we've got a pipeline from ProKick Australia to Texas. And like you said, Michael Dixon. He won awards and is now playing. In the NFL. Questions. Let me see here. What food are you ready to eat when you get to Texas?
Oh, a bunch of my mates that have visited Austin, they reckon that the barbecue there, in particular, Salt Lick barbecue, keeps coming up in
Salt
conversation.
Lick barbecue.
Yeah,
Salt Lick in Franklin's barbecue.
I haven't heard that one. So barbecue's probably the top of my list at the moment. I think seeing what your foods are like, just how much they differ from here. So I remember seeing the Subway and the McDonald's are completely different. There's so much more variety over there. Just anything and everything, really.
Tex-Mex is another one you got to hit too when you get here. Tex-Mex.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Tex-Mex, okay. It's like it's food of its own here in Texas. Why did you pick the University of Texas?
That's a funny one. So when I joined the program, to start training to get over to play college football, I didn't really have an idea of what was going on in the sport, and I Googled a bunch of teams, like coolest teams, all the sort of the uniform pages and like what looks cool, who do I think I want to support while I'm watching and trying to learn the game. And I went through the list, and it had schools like Oregon and Penn State, and I thought there's nothing more American than playing football for the University of Texas. So I latched on immediately. Bought this hat like 3 or 4 years ago. Got a bunch of shirts from years ago that I just thought, that's what I want to sort of strive to get to. And I didn't think I'd ever be good enough to get there. And hard work's got me here, and it was never a second doubt. Our program in Australia, we don't really accrue offers. Mm-hmm. If a school offers you take it pretty much because it's too good to pass up. And it just so happened that my dream school offered me, so I'm incredibly lucky. Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome. Hey, so how does the scouting work? Do you just send the film from Australia back to Texas, or do they come see you live, or how does that work?
No, it's a bit tricky. Most of the time we just get a whole lot of film. There's probably 30 or 40 guys in the program, so there's always competition, and we try and compete and bring the best out of each other. We get a whole lot of film, send it off to our coaches, and then our coaches will do the liaising between the schools that they think are the best fit for us. Nice. And, any other year, there would be coaches flying out to Australia every now and then to come and watch us in person. But obviously this year's it's a bit crazy, and that obviously wasn't possible. But just get a whole bunch of film and send it through.
So when me and Clint were playing ball, date us a little bit, about 30 years ago, seems like, there was one style of punting. You grab it and you hit it as hard as you could and it went as far as it went, and then somebody caught it and brought it back the other way. But now there's the rugby style punting. There's the ability to flip the ball up and down. Do you have that kind of arsenal in your game? I'm sure you do.
Yeah, it's my personal favorite is still the big high spiral. That's my favorite trick in the book. But yeah, all Aussies, because of our background playing footy, our 1% of our kicks in our natural sport are the big spiral. We just don't practice it. Mm-hmm. But we are really adept in what you guys would call the flip flop or the rugby punt, where we've got the backspin and getting it to sit up nice and tight and really accurate with our kicks. So that's second nature to us. We don't really have to practice that too much. There's all sort of variations you can do, and get different side spins and getting the ball to draw and fade. Just depends on how you want to hit the ball and where you are on the field. We've all got different tricks in our bag, and whether it be like the flip flop, the drop kick, banana in our sport, we call it a banana. It sort of spins outwards and.
You don't have to give them. You don't have to give them all away now. Don't give all your secrets away.
Oh, that's right.
They watch film too.
Spiral's my favorite.
Yeah,
right.
So do you talk to the other 2021 commits?
Yeah, we're in a group chat, which is really cool. They're all so. It's strange, like having not met these guys, and none of them would have heard of me before I announced. They've embraced me as part of the family straight away. It's such a tight knit group, and yeah, we're all sort of really, really goal driven. It's something special, I think, definitely.
So I got a question for you. You don't have to give anything away, okay? Right? You don't have to give anything away. Do y'all know who's going to commit before they commit?
Not really.
No.
There's a few, like,
give names.
There's a few guys that have got a lot more information than I do. I don't think I know anyone that commits before they do.
We wouldn't want to put that out anyway. It's just a question, because I think during those chats, y'all probably chat about those, those things, who's going to commit, who's not going to commit, and kind of talking to each other. But that's pretty cool because we were listening to it. Jalen Milroe, he did a interview, I think a couple of weeks ago with another guy named RJ Young. I'm not sure if you've seen him on YouTube. If not, check him out. He's a pretty good guy to watch to college football. But he actually did an interview with Jalen, and he said, I don't just talk to people in Texas. I talk to people across the United States, but we also talk to somebody all the way across the other side of the world. And it's 11 o'clock, and it's 11 o'clock your time on Wednesday, right? When we're making this on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock our time, right?
Yeah, it is. It's Wednesday morning. It's, nice day here. It's pretty crazy talking to these guys. I'll go to sleep and wake up at 7 a.m. or something, and there'll be all these messages in the group chat. And I'm like, shit, I'm missing out on so much here.
Yeah.
So
you'll be joining them fat. You'll be joining them soon enough. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah, and we talked to one of your teammates or one of your 21 commits. Audio issues on our end. It's not allowed us to cut that tape yet. We're going to get back with him. But he said the same thing. He's a little quieter than the group, but he said the same thing, that everybody's cool in the group. Everybody's goal driven. And like you said, he's describing himself as one of the quieter ones in the group. But he said the same thing, that he'll wake up and there'll be chats like this long that he needs to catch up on. But really, really excited to hang out with you.
So
it's something really special, I think, definitely.
Yeah. So a couple more questions. We won't keep it too long. Isaac, you know what you plan on, studying when you get to Texas?
I'm studying psychology here, so hopefully I'll branch out into sports psych once I get there. I think that's going to keep me in check and give me some sort of mental edge when I'm competing.
Okay. You got a question?
I can follow up with that because he said, what did you say? You said fade. You said draw. Talking about your punting style, and then you just talked about sports psychology. So, how's your golf game? You play golf at all?
Not really. My old man and my little brother are really good. My old man plays off scratch. I can drive the ball, 300 yards, but I can't get it to the pin from there. It takes me 8 or 9 shots to get it in the hole. I'm not too great. I'd like to really get into it a bit more, but there are other things that are much more important than my golf game. So
right.
I don't spend as much time on it. Yeah.
Right. But you still got a 300-yard drive. That's impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good fun.
Are you gonna roll spring, summer? When do you plan on rolling? Obviously COVID is a big part in all this, but do you have when you're going to be enrolling at the University of Texas?
I'm just trying to work out the seasons. So I'll be there in January, which is your winter, right?
Winter. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be there at the end of this year. So I don't know whether that's classed as early enrollees or the opposite.
Yep, it is.
I'm not sure.
Nope. You'd be an early enrollee.
Early enrollee, and then you would go through spring camp and then summer. So you'd be there the entire year, which a lot of the high school football players try to do in these parts because it gives you an opportunity to get in early and get with the team and so on and so forth.
That's the plan. Yep.
So. All right. Well, we won't keep it any longer, Isaac, man. It was a pleasure. When I reached out to you and said, hey, you mind talking to us for a few minutes, man? You were game from the beginning. Hey, I was, I'm mate this and mate that, and we may have to have more conversations. But hey, we appreciate you spending your Wednesday morning with us. We appreciate it, and we're gonna have to get a hook 'em from you, okay, man? All right.
Yeah, no, that's no problem, mate.
All right.
Hook 'em. Let's go, guys.
Hook 'em. All right.
Till next time.
Good to see you.
All right, Isaac.
All right, thank you.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Yes. Very cool. Isaac Pearson, 2021 punter from Melbourne, Australia. Excited to have him.
We really are, man. He's got a really cool story, man. If you have an opportunity, there's a couple of articles out there about him. Talks about him. He like you said, he grew up in the coal mines at 17. Was watching Madden, watching the punter, found out the punter was from Australia and worked his way to where he is now, man, which is special. You know what I'm saying? And he's got a really good head on his shoulders, and it was awesome that he took his time to kind of get with us. So So we appreciate you listening, man. This was a special Commitment Corner. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And you can find us on Twitter at TX Football Talk. You can find us on Facebook at Texas Football Talk. And you can find us on Instagram at Texas Football Talk. And we're wearing our Bonfire gear tonight. Yes, we're wearing our Bonfire gear. So those that purchase the Bonfire gear, if you would, hey, take a picture, send it to us on our Twitter. We'd like to have it. But appreciate you as always. What you got, Jeremy?
You can still order. You go on bonfire.com, Texas Football Talk. You can order shirts.
Yeah.
Please do that.
So we appreciate it as always. And
hook 'em.